These are all the ingredients I use for the hot cocoa bombs. I had no molds, silicone molds, so I cut the kids' plastic toy balls and they work. I tried to do one thin layer of chocolate and leave it in the freezer for 5 minutes exactly. 5 minutes up. Now I'm gonna put another layer, second layer on top of this. I can tell which ones need an extra bit of layer of chocolate because you can see the balls still here. So I'll put more chocolate on those ones. There's the second layer. And this time I leave it in the freezer for 10 minutes. 10 minutes is up in the freezer. I'm gonna try and pry out the chocolate. I have gloves on so I don't have any fingerprints, get any fingerprints on them. So what I do is just use a knife and then pick it out slowly. Sorry, I don't have a camera stand. I am actually using the chocolate chip, my chocolate chip container. So what I try to do is, I'm not sure if you can see because of the light, let me do this. It's starting to come off. Sometimes it doesn't come off completely. So if you see here, it's come off here, but not here. So if I turn it this way, let me see if you guys can see. This isn't really a really sharp knife, so it starts moving around. So when I first started doing this, I would keep prying it out till it got up to here, but then I would break the chocolate. So I figured out if I pry it out or loosen it out of this mold and then put it back into the freezer for another 5 minutes, then it's easier to take out. Well, let's do a few of these. I know if you had the mold it's probably quicker, but I'm just using whatever I have. See, it's still stuck in there. So using this melted chocolate, because some of them have cracks or it's really thin here, so I'm gonna put another layer of chocolate and then put it back in the freezer. So I just press it down. Just put some more. This one's really bad, so put lots of chocolate on there. And there. So my step of releasing it, putting it back in the freezer, you can also put it in the refrigerator. So this is to give your freezer a break from opening and closing. So you see, if I keep poking it through, it creates more of a gap and it's starting to release. See right there, it's moving. It's moving. I'm gonna turn it around this way. Another thing I'm doing as I get closer to the top is just hitting. You see? Disappeared. It's releasing. Just gently though. If you break the chocolate, then just put more melted chocolate back in the freezer or refrigerator. some holes there because I sometimes poke the knife too much. Yay! And it is out. It's not perfect like the silicone molds. It'll do. It will do. And then it's okay if this breaks. We'll add more. Here they all are, with all their imperfections. That's okay. We'll still make them look beautiful. So I take this off, put it over here, and while the water is still warm, I'll place this on top, this on there, edges to make them flat. I'm using a tea candle holder to hold this. Putting 1 tablespoon of hot cocoa mix and a handful of more melted chocolate around there. Oops. It's okay. No one's gonna see the inside. You're supposed to pipe this on, but I don't want to use up. I don't want to use up a piping bag. Well, I should say I don't have one. Well, I actually don't have a piping bag. So I'm just gonna do this unprofessionally using my spatula. Then I get another one and going to flatten those edges and then push it down. And it's kind of perfect. Just use your finger and then smooth it down. Move it around. And there you go. Now I'm gonna put that back in the fridge until I do all of them. Now we're gonna melt some white chocolate. I'm not gonna use much, so I'm just gonna do it. Put some in a little bowl. Pour some water in this one. Oops, I think I put too much, so let's move everything out of the way. And let that sit on there for a while. Chocolate has melted. Now I gotta put it in the Ziploc bag. Here's all the balls and my makeshift piping bag. Yay, now it's time to decorate. This one is cracked, so in there. Let's put this back in the fridge. Back in the fridge. 5 minutes up. We've patched it up everywhere. Oh, I guess we'll put icing on that hole. Let's do this. This one has had a lot of TLC. Cover all the multitude of sins. Let's do that. And let's give it some of these sprinkles. back in the fridge. In the meantime, while they're cooling, I have these boxes that I got from Walmart. 3 boxes for $3.48. Comes with this insert, and if you don't want those, you can have these boxes and put them inside like that. But if I just want to give one hot cocoa bomb, then I can just put it in here and put it in a little bag. Here you go. They are ready to be boxed. This is what happens when you don't check the cocoa bombs and your white chocolate icing is hot, and then you, well, hotter than normal, and then you put the sprinkles on, the middle sinks. This is the disaster bomb. 4 ounces of coffee. Oh my gosh, that was hilarious.